What's up, guys?
What's up?
Episode 2
Deuce.
of It's All Love.
It's all
I got
love.
my brother Oscar right
What's
here.
up, brother?
We're actually going live right now too on Instagram Live.
Going live.
Shout out to everybody that's joining. This is super hard.
Yeah, it is.
But I mean,
We
let's
gotta do it. We gotta do it
We
one day.
gotta do what we gotta do.
Yep.
Thank you for everybody showing love on that first episode. It was super fun. We got some practicing yesterday. We were practicing with family.
Yeah.
We did 6 family members?
We did like 7 episodes yesterday or something like that.
It made me a little bit more comfortable.
Right.
If you guys are wondering why I'm dressed like this,
Due to the
I'm
coronavirus.
quarantined over here, and I didn't bring no jeans, no shirts, nothing. Like I said, this happened in a day.
Right.
So,
Unexpectedly. It was just
unexpected.
something that just happened overnight.
But I mean, we're here, we're doing it,
Right.
and try not to look at my outfit too much. So, what do you want to start with today, Oscar?
Let's see. What can we start with off today? I know we were talking about the NBA when we last episode, and we were wondering, when they're gonna start and all that. I did start catching up on some readings. I did download some apps.
Studying all night and day.
Yeah. I gotta do homework now. It's a second job now.
Yes.
It's a second job. So I know that they want to start the next season, 20 and 21 season, somewhere in December.
Yeah.
And we touched a little bit about this. I wanted to see how that's gonna work out with it's football season too. Because
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people like to watch football during Christmas and Thanksgiving game. The Thanksgiving game, that's a big thing. So how's that gonna work out? What do you think?
I think it's bad for both sports. I mean, like watching it wise,
Right.
because I know if I see the Steelers play, I'm a big Steelers fan, by the way.
All right.
If I'm seeing the Steelers play and I see OKC playing at the same time,
What are you gonna do?
I
You
don't
gonna
know.
have 2
I'm gonna have to be
TVs?
switching back and forth.
2 TVs? That'd be cool.
But I mean, that electricity bill is
Yeah. Yeah.
But nah, I mean, I don't think that's a good idea at all. I mean, like I said, you're gonna be switching back and forth, and it's like some people are gonna be watching either more football or more basketball, and I wouldn't like it. I mean, being a basketball fan and somewhat of a football fan,
That's gonna put all the ratings in competition. I mean, seeing who gets more views and stuff like that. But I mean, in the bright side, I know that a lot of basketball players are actually practicing, on the down low. So gyms that are closed right now, there's a couple players that are actually playing in the gyms right now. So that's according to some sources out there. Was what I was reading. So I mean, they're getting their practice on. So they're getting ready.
That's kind of bad though.
I mean, they're famous, so they're gonna
They're
be
gonna
able
do
to
what
get
they
in there.
want,
No, I mean, there's quarantine right there. Nobody's in there. It's just
I mean, I
them.
guess, Yeah.
As long as they keep their distance. I mean, so I mean, because I know that we were talking about Disney. I think you said that
Yeah, they were gonna get everybody quarantined.
but you're like, it
Disneyland.
might be weird that you just have players. But I know Vegas, the MGM actually said, hey, why don't you guys come over with your families and stay out here, and we can get the convention center, have a couple courts out there, and have all the players play. So that'd be pretty.
That'd be pretty. I mean, how would you feel if that was you though?
I mean, if I could bring my family, but then it's like Vegas, but I mean, Vegas ain't gonna be really Vegas when they come because everything's gonna be kind of silent. I wonder how Vegas is right now.
I seen pictures of it.
Or have you?
Dead, like
Really?
nobody on the, like it looks like a
Like
ghost town. Yeah, like
That's crazy.
nobody. It was crazy.
Wow.
I seen a couple pictures and nobody on the streets. You just see pure lights, and it's I was like, wow. But you were talking about football, and everybody that watches football, I posted on my Instagram too. Andy Dalton signed with the Cowboys, so that to me is
To who?
With the Cowboys.
Who?
Andy Dalton.
Okay, yeah.
Andy
yeah.
Dalton. That's what he
I
said.
know who that is.
Yeah. Anyways, that's terrible to me. I mean, you kind of know what happened with Dak and their contract situation and all that, right?
Yeah,
like, they didn't want to give him
you
what he
were telling
wanted, and that to me is terrible.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. How you
yeah.
explained it to me, how you were telling me that kind of sucks, where they kind of kind of, I guess, tricked him in a way.
I think they're kind of like pushing him to sign a contract because it's like, all right, look, if you don't want to sign a contract, we got this quarterback right here. He's not the best, but he can start in your position. And I mean, depending how you look at it, you could be like, all right, this is motivation for me. Like I'm gonna kick ass on the field because if I don't play good, I got this, decent quarterback behind me, and he's more than willing to take my spot. He has no contract issues. They got him done, and that's.
But I mean, if he's a good quarterback, look at Brady, right? Brady, who everybody thought he was gonna stay with New England, and he's already he's with the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
So I mean, anything can happen if you're a good player.
But the difference is with that is because you get more money with the teams that you stayed with longer, especially when you drafted up from them.
Mm-hmm.
They could give you more money when you have your contract extension, opposed to other teams.
So it's not like in the real world where, let's say, I'm working for a company and they started me off at $15, but now I have experience. I can go apply at another company, and this company is gonna pay me, $20 because now I know what I'm doing.
It's it's like a regular job too. Like the longer you are with the company, they're willing to pay you more because of your loyalty. You get me? Kind of like that. Right. So that's how it is in sports too. Basketball, baseball, sports all across. That's basically how it is.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's crazy to me. That's just that was a big eye opener. I was like, damn, that's kind of shady.
That is shady. That's messed up. That they.
He stayed with them since he was a rookie. They drafted him I think 4th or 5th round. He's stupid underpaid, and you finally you have the chance to give him his big money. And they don't want to do it. So,
I wonder if the quarantine with the whole coronavirus has anything to do with it.
No. Nothing. They haven't been playing. Like, they haven't really been affected by it. They had their draft. They had their season. Nothing was canceled. So, it shouldn't be about anything to do with the quarantine. But that was tough for me.
Yeah, that is.
I can't imagine how he feels. He's probably pissed right now.
Oh yeah, I would be pissed. I would be pissed.
It's basically saying like, all right, we got little brother right here.
Yeah, so he can't break his contract. He can't tell his.
That's why they kind of did it too, because he could hold out. He doesn't have to play if he doesn't want to.
But he won't get paid, or he still gets paid.
I'm not sure how that works, but I know football players are famous for that. If they don't get their contracts, they won't play, and that's it. Like they just won't play it up. So if he's not ready to go when the season starts, contract wise or physicality wise, they already have a decent quarterback starting. So that's like I said, the Cowboys did that to basically not have any pressure on them to do anything.
Just in case he did decide to hold back, right?
But that's crazy to me.
That's lame.
Did you want to touch on something else?
No, we'll as we go.
Right.
We'll see. I don't want to use all my questions.
I asked on Instagram, any questions you guys had for us. I had my friend, shout out Francisco. He asked me why I go for OKC. I kind of touched on it on the first episode, but I'll be a little more clear. So growing up, I didn't really watch basketball. Once I started playing it, elementary, middle school, I was like, I want to start watching it. Growing up, I was basically like, all right, everybody's here, being from LA, Palmdale. Everybody's going for the Lakers. Right. I guess I'm a Laker fan. I remember I had a little Kobe jersey. It was especially back then, it was a Laker town. It's debated right now.
I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But I was a Laker fan, I guess. And then I remember the 2010 playoffs when the Thunder were playing the Mavericks. And this is when the Thunder were all super young guys. They weren't even supposed to be in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And I just remember watching them, and I was like, damn, they're playing good, but they're still losing. Mm-hmm. But it was kind of like an underdog thing for me. And I was rooting for them. I remember rooting them that whole series. They ended up getting swept, but I guess just them being the underdog, I've always had an underdog thing. I was like, an OKC Thunder, that's a sick ass name to me. And I was like, I'm a Thunder fan. And 10 years later, I'm still a Thunder fan.
Thunder fan for life, huh?
Yeah.
So do you think you're gonna invite that to your kids? You gotta be a Thunder fan.
They better.
Oh, they better.
They better. Oh. My kids aren't going for any other team. No. That's for sure.
Oh man, I'm gonna have my house.
I'm gonna have my house thundered out. little Thunder patio. What do they call it? The little mats in front of the door. I'm put Thunder OKC.
OKC.
When you walk in the wall is gonna say OKC.
Your man cave is gonna be OKC.
Man cave, all OKC. OKC till I die. Till we get that championship.
Oh my goodness. What about if your wife is like, nah, I want the Clippers?
She gonna be OKC.
She'll be OKC.
Nah, OKC for life. He asked me another question too. He asked me who my favorite basketball player was.
Is that like currently or basketball player of all time?
I don't know. I mean, he just asked what was my favorite. I'm assuming it was right now.
Oh, right now, okay.
That's a tough one. I like a handful of basketball players. I didn't really think about it either. So right now, this is all coming off the head. I think the one that's popping out to me most is probably Damian Lillard. He plays for the Blazers.
Okay.
He's 30.
What is he?
He's a point guard.
Oh,
yeah.
what's that? So
That's
we talked about center. So
he's the center's the guy in the middle.
He's a Shaq.
He's a Shaq.
Okay, so this
the
guy,
point guard is the Nash.
The little guy that just
the general. Yeah, he controls the team, controls the tempo, all that. So Damian Lillard, I mean, he could pull up from half court like it's nothing. Shout out to him.
Is he tall? He's a tall guy?
Nah, he's like 6 feet.
So I can play. I can be in his position.
I mean, we're a lot shorter. But
so I can't play this
one.
I
don't think we can. But, yeah.
There goes.
Nah, he's 6 feet.
Thanks for popping my bubble.
See, we're like 5'7", 5'8". So they're like 6 feet.
5'6".
Yeah.
So
you're 5'6"?
Yeah. Boy. But yeah, if I wear high heels, I could be a little bit taller.
I mean, I guess. I mean, who wants to be running in high heels? That's a little
the
personal
new thing.
But yeah, Damian Lillard for sure. Another one that pops into my head is probably Lou Williams. He's a shooting guard, but he's still 6 feet, so he's kind of like what they call a combo guard. He's not really a point guard, but he's not really a shooting guard, so you can put him wherever. But yeah, he's dirty. He's dirty. Comes off the bench too. He's just smooth, like the way he scores, and it's so effortless.
He's a starter.
Like no, he comes off the bench.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But that's the thing though. He could average 25 off the bench like nothing. But I don't know why he doesn't want to start. But I guess it's his thing. But
that's crazy.
But yeah, Lou Williams. Another one. We're doing probably like retired players. Probably like Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki's.
Dirk Nowitzki, isn't he an old timer?
Yeah, that's what I said. He's retired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dirk Nowitzki, little power forward. His game is so smooth too. I like players that just play smooth. Like they don't look like they're rushed.
Like a Rico Suave.
You know, it's a little smooth, like effortless kind of. You know.
Right.
That's how they make it look. They make it look effortless. Like Steph Curry's another one. Like they say, he makes it look effortless. But they all make it look so easy and so smooth. It looks like they're barely freaking breaking a sweat, you know?
Mark Anthony smooth.
Mark Anthony smooth. But yeah, those are probably my favorite players. Nice. Shout out Francisco. Thank you for asking.
Thanks, Francisco, for the questions. Appreciate that.
That's love. What was another one? My homie Victor, probably like one of my best friends. I see him like every week. He asked me.
So you're breaking the rules, coronavirus rules, because you see him every week.
Nah, I'm saying before all this, we got a gang of group.
Normality.
I see this guy
daily.
Much love for him. He asked me who would the MVP be if the season were to still be going on right now. That is a tough question.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough question.
That's tough.
See, it's definitely between LeBron or Giannis. Giannis is averaging like 30 points and 13 rebounds, 5 assists on the best record in the league.
Wow. That
to me is crazy. And the thing that interests me most about his stat line is that he doesn't play a whole lot of minutes for a guy that's as good as him. You get me? So like a lot of players, they'll play 35, 36 plus minutes and get the same stats that he's dropping. But he does it in like 33, 34. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's very easy. And that comes with the team too, because they have a very good team. But still, like to drop 30 points in the minutes that he's doing it in, that's big to me. Then you got LeBron leading the Lakers to the first seed in the West.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's basically averaging a triple-double in his 15th season. He's like 35. He's pretty old.
He's pretty old. Yeah. I guess he's old. So
how do you he's your age doing that in the NBA?
So he's 35 and he's old, and I'm 37, so I'm like old. Yeah. Old.
So he's that age doing it in the NBA.
I can do that, man.
I'm sure you can, man. But yeah, to be doing that in the NBA, that's crazy. Like, that's unheard of. Yeah. But then, and it goes with records too. Their records are pretty close, and then the whole thing of what I told you last episode, that the Lakers beat the Bucks and the Clippers back to back in the same weekend. Before that, it was like Giannis for sure, because they had beat the Lakers, they blew them out. They beat the Clippers, they blew them out, and I was like, it's Giannis for sure. But after that weekend, I was like, damn, like LeBron is like really, like he turned it on. Like, that was the weekend where like you saw LeBron like play defense on them, like he wasn't backing down from anybody, and it was like he was like, I'm still here, like I'm still the best player in the league, and he's basically showing them what he could still do. And that was scary for, like, just watching it, you know?
I mean, and I think even, you know, after, rest in peace, Kobe, after that happened, I mean, I think the Lakers are really looking forward to, you know, bring it home to LA because, to honor
that's
Kobe.
A good point.
So, I mean, and I also want to, I was reading that yesterday was Gigi's birthday.
Yeah, rest in peace.
We want to rest in peace, and we're just gonna give a couple seconds of silence just to in their remembrance.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, man. But yeah, so that's pretty crazy. Any other questions that Victor shout out?
Nah, that was it. That was the only one.
Okay. Thanks for your question, Victor.
Yeah, thanks, Victor. Appreciate that. He's been supporting the podcast.
Sweet.
For the 2 days that it's been on.
Nice, yeah.
Everybody, all my friends, all my families have all been very supportive of us doing this podcast. I got friends from high school hitting me up, and that's love. I really appreciate all you guys.
Show the support, man, and we appreciate that. That
gives us a lot of confidence to do this.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
So I was reading that Jordan, that guy has so much money, man, that he can just turn down interviews. They were saying that he had a couple, you know, just showing up for like 2 hours, and they were gonna pay him like $100 million, and he turned it down.
That's crazy,
dude. Like, imagine having that much money. Like,
I'm wearing this shirt right now.
Like, there you go. She's like, $2 million just to show up for 2 hours, and he's like, nah.
I'm gonna go.
That's alright, good. I'm gonna go.
Dude,
that's crazy.
Imagine.
It's crazy. Wow. That's insane.
I mean, that's how he was though. Like, even when he was playing, he didn't care. Like, he's just Jordan. He's
just picky.
Just people looked at him as a guy, like basketball god. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Just to be like, nah.
Like, it's not intriguing to you to be like, I'm gonna show up here for 2 hours and be like, let me get this $2 million real quick. Nah, I'm straight.
Yeah. Like, just come over for 2 hours, man. I'll give you $2 million.
He's like, do I have to?
Yeah, that makes
That's crazy. Man, I can't wait for that.
That's crazy. But there's a show going on, right? The last dance. Is that like, is he dancing?
No. Nah, like the last year it's not like every NBA player, but like the good ones, you know, the Kobe's, the Jordans, the LeBrons, the Waves. Their last year is called The Last Dance. You know, it's like the last dance, the final hoorah, like the last time you're playing, and that's it. So they did a 10-episode documentary on Jordan. And I'm being honest, because...
And they waited this long? I mean, he's been retired for a long time, right?
I guess. I don't know.
The Last Dance.
Well, they were supposed to drop it like next year, but they released it early because of the quarantine. You know, everybody's staying home, and then...
Because there's nothing to watch
and
on TV.
I think LeBron has something to do with that. He was like, man, everybody's staying home. Like, this would be a perfect time to drop it. And it was. If
you watched it?
No, if I'm being honest, when I first... I've never really been like... I mean, and I'm wearing this shirt, but there's no hate to him, but I've never like been like, like Jordan, like...
Probably because you didn't grow up in
his era. Exactly. I didn't grow up watching him. I didn't, you know, he's not like a Durant to me, you know, Kobe or Wade, because I didn't watch him. So I was like, man, I'm not really gonna watch it. And then the other night I seen it. I had it recorded from my other brother-in-law, and I was like, let me see. and I was watching it, and it was actually dope. Like, it was cool. I think what was more cool to me is that, like, you actually got to see, like, it's really behind the scene, you know? Like, they tell stories that you usually don't tell if you're in the NBA, because, you know, you're losing contracts. I heard they're doing coke and all this, and coke circus and all that.
Wow, that's crazy.
But it was really cool to me. And then you get to hear the story about, like, Jerry Krause, I think his name was? I don't know. Krause, I think. How it broke up and everything. It was just really cool. I'm really excited to see tomorrow. I think they're dropping the Kobe episode where, you know, they talk about Jordan and Kobe coming up, and, you know, Kobe being the young gun and Jordan being, you know, the Zen master and all that. So that was cool. I'm pretty sure that was gonna hit home for a lot of LA people, a lot of LA fans.
They're probably gonna show the part when he's crying and he's clowning himself. Said, "I thought it's gonna be another meme of me crying."
Yeah, you know. Yeah, but I can't wait to see it. It's pretty dope. I watched all 4 episodes the same night.
It. So it's only a few episodes then.
I think they drop 2 episodes every Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So tomorrow's the next 2. Tomorrow's 5 and 6.
And then that's it?
Yeah. No. They're dropping 10.
Oh.
10 episodes.
I'm about to start watching it, I guess, and see. What do you guys think about that show? Have any of you guys watched it? What's your input about that? Leave it in the comments or let us know what you guys think, and maybe we can talk about it. I was also reading that Magic Johnson is gonna do his documentary as
Him
well.
too. It's the same thing. Like,
but did he have a Last Dance too?
Well, it got cut short because he got the disease and all that. Yeah, so that kind of sucked. But I think that's probably gonna be in the documentary because that was huge for everybody. But same thing with him. Like, I don't know. It's just, I guess, just having to see them. You just, like, that's what grows the attention to me. So I mean, Jordan and Magic, obviously I didn't watch them, so it's kind of
yeah.
But I mean, I'm gonna obviously take a look at it, you know, just by seeing this Jordan one. Like, I came to really like it. But yeah,
I mean, we're gonna have a bunch of Last Dance then too, because I mean, you're
gonna see LeBron's,
LeBron.
But they're probably gonna drop years from now.
So
especially because LeBron's still playing.
That'll be some time then.
Hopefully, they're really cool.
I'll be on some, like, what's it called, little cart with the tennis balls walking around watching the show.
Who, you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you couple 5 more years from
5 more years, yeah. Man.
That's crazy.
What else you got?
I had another thing someone wanted to bring up. I have a super close homie of mine. His name's Carlos. Shout out Carlos. He was talking about soccer and where we grew up. So, you know, I'm always bringing up. I'm from Palmdale.
Well, you didn't actually grow up in Palmdale.
Oh, I was born in LA. For those who don't know,
right.
I moved to Palmdale when I was 6. But I don't say, I grew up in LA. I'm from LA. You know, I mean, I could say that, but I like Palmdale. Palmdale's my home. That'll always be home to me. Shout out Palmdale. But anyways, my friend Carlos, he wanted me to talk about soccer in the AV. And that was a good topic to me because a lot of clubs for younger players, they're all in the Valley, LA, Orange County out here, and all the higher tier clubs and scouts and all that, they're all out here. And a lot of players in the AV, we get overlooked because we're from a small city, you know, and it's kind of dry, and you got desert over there, palm trees, you know, all that, and
palm trees.
It's hot.
Sounds like it's a tropical place. There's palm trees.
It's really not, but it's hot one day, freezing the next day, snowing next week, and stuff like that. But anyways,
so do you see tumbleweeds actually?
Yeah, you see tumbleweeds.
Yeah, like the movies.
Yeah.
So what do? Do you like honk at the tumbleweed?
I mean, you live there. What'd you do?
I don't know. I remember.
Too good for it. But yeah, a lot of players, they really get overlooked. I remember, especially on my team, we were like top 2, top 3 team in the AV for our age. We had one of the best coaches in the league, David Lopez, and every time we would always come to tournaments in the Valley, in LA, Orange County, and we stood our own. Like, we competed. We won some tournaments. We went far. We never like, it was rare for us to get blown out by these top tier teams, and that's something that that would piss us off is that, you know, we got all these other players getting offers and stuff, and, you know, getting looked at just because of where they're playing.
Right, and I think it goes down to location, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that's what's so frustrating. That and I think our cousin Andrea, her older brother, I think he's semi-pro or professional. I'm not sure.
I'm not too
but
sure.
he tried to bring light back to the AV. I remember he did some little documentary on his club, and that was really big for the AV. Shout out to him. But yeah, it's like crazy. Like you have, like I said, we compete. We know how to play, and there's a lot of, like Paul George, he made it out. I mean, now he's a freaking all-star in the league.
He's a basketball player?
Yeah, he plays for the Clippers.
Paul George?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out him. 6'1".
Okay.
But yeah, it's tough.
I think there's very few probably, you know, that I guess you got to be super, super good in order to make the drive 100 miles all the way to Palmdale. So.
But that's what's frustrating, because the talent is there. It's just the location, like you said.
Yeah. But also, I mean, it could be something where the coaches, you know, call a recruit and be like, hey, you guys need to actually come down here and watch this guy play. This guy is solid.
Maybe.
Solid guy.
But then again, if let's say you're a scout and your location is Palmdale, you have a bunch of scouts just regularly going to the park, watching soccer. You don't have to have anybody call you to see, damn, that guy's putting in work.
Yeah, but they're not going to scout people from like something like that. They're gonna scout kids from a school. I mean, but I've never heard people getting scouted off of like AYSO. Hey, I'm gonna go to an AYSO game and I'm gonna have this guy give him a scholarship.
But AYSO is more of a friendly league.
No, but
club soccer too. Yeah, I've heard of players that get offers from colleges because of their club play. They don't always play. I have a friend of mine, his older brother. I think he got scouted through college. I mean through club instead of high school. Because I remember he played like 5 games in high school. I don't remember seeing him a lot. But yeah, that's tough for me. That's for everybody. Shout out to our AVFC team. I always think about that team. I have our team picture in my room. I'm always thinking about that team. Got a love for those guys.
Is that still going on, AVFC? Yeah,
I think it is. But like I don't play anymore, but
right.
I know they still.
You're old too. You're old.
I'm still young gun.
You're getting old.
Still young gun. But
young in heart.
Yeah, thanks to Carlos for
thanks Carlos
chiming in, giving us something to talk about.
Appreciate that.
That's really cool. Shout out to you. Is there anything else you want to touch on?
I know our nephew, right? Our nephew Brian. He plays Little League. Is it Little League?
He's a baller.
He's a good kid. He plays
his
good.
I mean, Romeo.
Shout out to Romeo and Brian.
They're gonna make it one day.
They're good. You know, Little League baseball players, and they actually canceled the Little League World Series, dude.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that's heartbreaking for these kids, you know, who were looking forward to playing. I mean, that thing is big.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes out on TV. I mean, it's big. I could imagine if our nephew, you know, was gonna come out and and play in the Little League World Series, and then you tell him, hey, it's canceled due to the coronavirus. It's like,
and not even just being there, like that's your platform. I mean, if you have a good game there, a couple of good games there, I mean, you have people looking at you. Yeah, exactly. And you're on the biggest stage. You're on ESPN, and that's just a big downer on those kids.
Yeah, that sucks.
But I mean, it's happening everywhere.
It's happening everywhere. Yeah, I mean,
it's a tragedy.
Yeah,
this is something out of a movie. It sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
But I mean, the only thing they could do is just keep working.
Doing their best, so that they can make it for the next time. I mean, who knows? It didn't specify as far as, hey, it's gonna be postponed or if it's just canceled indefinite.
That's what's scary. It's like, you don't know when it's gonna happen again. Like,
right? Because
they don't give a date. It's just postponed.
Like the NBA, right? There was rumors that they wanted to finish the season or something like that.
Execs wanted to just cancel.
Let's just like end the season there. Here,
but I heard it was fake. I saw LeBron tweet something about it. Like,
I did see LeBron tweet saying that.
Oh, excuse me. That like I didn't hear any of that.
Right.
But, and LeBron is like the president.
Yeah.
Like whatever. I'm pretty sure he has a lot of power in the NBA.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sucks. It's unfortunate for all those kids.
Yep.
I know Bryant watches it. He's always
Oh, does
watching
he?
baseball. He's always watching those kids. I'm pretty sure he dreams of being there one day. Romeo too.
I wonder if they know that it got canceled.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they probably do.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
Speaking about baseball, they were saying that they're so I guess regular season is about 162 games.
That's a long ass.
That's long. I mean, how many games is basketball? It's less.
Basketball's 82.
82.
Yeah.
162. I mean, these guys. I mean, imagine the pitchers, dude. Like
But that's why they have so many,
ridiculous.
because they skip out, like, you know.
But still, I mean,
Yeah.
man, I mean,
Like
that's-
most nights, you're just sitting in the dugout. That's not, no offense to anybody, but I can't really rock with baseball. I like going to baseball games. You know, the baseball games are really fun.
right.
But just watching it in general, I watch it during the playoffs. The playoffs are a little boring.
yeah,
A little
yeah,
more exciting.
a little bit more exciting, yeah.
But just I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You're sitting there. They play 4 games, I think, back to back to back. Like if the Angels were to come to LA, they're back to back to back. Like you're just sitting. I don't know.
Yeah,
to me,
that's tough.
Yeah,
so
it's tough.
they're gonna go from 162 games to 100 games.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a little better, I guess,
Yeah.
to some extent.
I mean, I don't really know how the playoff contention works, and I don't know about like how the runs work, but I mean, if it's cut short, like
Yeah.
you know, if you have a fighting chance to get in, and then it's cut short, I mean that could suck. And then paychecks too, players getting paid, they're probably gonna get paid short. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It just does suck.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, what is the G League? What is that?
The G League, that's it's the player development league. So if you don't make it to the NBA, I mean you could. It's mostly for like rookies where they're like, okay, he's not really ready to play in an NBA game, so we're gonna send him here so he could practice, get a little bit more acquainted playing in the NBA, because you're still playing against professionals. So that's why it's called a development league.
Is it college though? College?
No,
it's
no.
different.
Yeah, it's older guys.
So it's in between college and professional, I guess.
Yeah, basically. Well, like I said, like the young guys, like if they're like, okay, he's not really ready for the NBA, so we're gonna send him here just so he plays with professionals. He develops. He gets better. So that's what that's for.
Is that?
And then they're like, oh, okay, he's putting in work. We're gonna bring him up. All right, he comes to the NBA, and then that's how it is.
That's not the one that's overseas that a lot of people go to play in China.
No.
What is it? China, right? Where they go play overseas? Or is
Yeah,
it?
it's everywhere. Overseas just means like you're not playing in America.
Oh, okay.
You're playing in
So
another league. Because
Do most of these players play overseas after the season's over?
No.
Oh.
I know the WNBA does because their season is only 32 games. So
Oh, wow.
I heard they go overseas to make a little bit more money.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
but overseas, players usually go overseas when they don't make it to the NBA, and they're just like, a lot of players do it for the money because overseas they're a little, the level is a little lower than the NBA, but they're willing to pay more for what you're actually worth, you know.
So what is the NCAA have?
That's college basketball.
That's college basketball.
Or college sports.
So they're talking about they're considering in allowing their players to have endorsements.
Yeah, to make money off their name.
But,
I think that's.
But if you don't know, if I don't know who the heck that is, I mean, how are you gonna make money off?
But I think that's great, and that was because of the G League too, because the G League were starting to offer college players coming out of college, coming out of high school. They were offering college players, I think like $500,000 to $1 million right off the bat just to come to the league, and I think like 4 top recruits of this class signed for the G League. So with the that's scary for the NCAA because now you have these good ass players that are not going to college because the G League is paying them. You get me?
So they're getting scouted from high school, skipping college and going straight to a D League, the G League.
And where they think like, okay, if I go to the G League, I'm gonna get paid this money and I have a chance to make it to the NBA. You get me?
So the people that play in the G League are not promised to be
exactly.
in the
they're not. Yeah, if you get called up from a team, they're looking at you. And he's like, hey, that guy's good. You're gonna call him up. He's gonna play for the team, and that's.
But they're not getting paid to play in the team.
In the G League?
As a G League.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like I said, I think that's great for college players because it's like you said, but a lot of times you're like, who's that guy?
Right.
But it doesn't affect anybody, you know. But like for bigger players, like let's say you know who Zion Williamson is, right?
No.
You know, he played for Duke last year. He's the top pick in this draft, the first pick, and you're a big ass player. Everybody knows who you are. The whole NBA world, NBA fans, they know who you are. And if you make money off your name, you're getting suspended. And I mean, come on, it's your name. Like you should be making money off your name. Yeah. And the NCAA is making all this money off your name. You're not getting a cent. And if you try to, you're getting penalized for it.
But they're paying you.
No, they're not paying you. That's what I'm saying. College athletes don't get paid. And it's like you're basically a semi-pro and you can't make money off your name. Like you're risking.
Well, they
your
are
life
getting
playing.
paid. I mean, I'm sure they have a scholarship.
Yeah,
right? So,
but
I mean,
you could be making.
We're talking about
But you could be making like him. He could have made millions in college, even though he's not pro. And you have a bunch of people coming to the games just to see you. You're selling out stadiums, and it's like you don't get a piece of that cheese, you know.
Right.
And I don't know. I think that's great for college players, because you're doing what you got to do. You're making money off your name. Yeah. And some players, they could be struggling sometimes, and that little money they could be making, it could be a big help. Yeah. So shout out to the NCAA. That's really cool.
That's cool.
I think next year that's when it becomes okay to start.
It's gonna become
third
legit.
party, and also like shoes, Nike, they could sign you and stuff like that. Yeah, it was really big. That was crazy to me.
You have to be pretty good. Yeah. I mean, you have to be badass to be able to get endorsed. I mean, and be able to sell some Nike shoes. Yeah. I mean, be up there in competition with Jordan and LeBron and those guys. I mean, that's crazy.
See, and imagine how much your money you'd make just being in the same sentence with those guys.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you can't compare to some Jordans. I mean,
But that's what I'm saying. But
Jordan got some shoes that cost like $500.
Yeah.
Like, and you're
in the same breath. Like people know
you'll
who
be
you
on
are
clearance or something.
But when they sign them when they're young, is to get to make that money later, because they know they're gonna be stars. You get what I'm saying? So then later when they got all this buzz, it's like they already have them locked in. Yeah, exactly. You already have them locked in as a young guy. But yeah, that was big ups. That's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you want to touch on? I think that's it.
No, I mean, no. I think that's pretty much it as far as sports. I don't have anything else that I've read. Yeah, you?
No.
We can catch on. We'll see if we got any questions on the gram.
We're on live right now.
We're on live Instagram right
now.
See
if someone has a question.
So we gotta see if they have any questions.
What's up? You guys got any questions? What do you guys think about Dalton going to the Cowboys? We already answered that, but we're going to say it again. Dalton to the Cowboys, that for him who didn't see it.
Yeah.
That's messed up to me.
That is messed up because, I mean, it's like you're the MVP of the team, and then all of a sudden they bring another, starter quarterback, and you're like, wait a minute, like, dude, I thought I was your
I'm your star quarterback.
It's like you go to work, you're working, let's say on a machine, on your machine, and somebody comes to your, your company comes and puts somebody in your machine. You're like, and you come in, you're like, wait a minute,
this is my machine.
That's my machine. What the heck you doing in my machine? Oh, we just got this guy because we're not sure about you yet. Yeah. But what do you mean you're not sure? Dude, I'm your highest producer on this machine.
Yeah, I've been loyal to you for 3 years.
Right.
I've been taking pay cuts for you. And when you got to give me what's owed to me,
right.
you want to be
all of a sudden you want to, you wanted me to win the championship, and now all of a sudden it's like, all right, so what? So what's going to happen? So that answered that question.
Like, it's all love. It's just sports, no hate here.
No hate. We're just having some fun.
But yeah, that's terrible to me. Let's see another one. Let's see. You guys got any questions? Let's see. Ooh. Oh, this one's for you. Alright, growing up, who were some good players / teams that had potential other than the mainstream ones?
Man, like I said, I wasn't really never into sports. I never really watched sports. I mean, I remember playing baseball, baseball when I was young, but it was just because my parents put me in baseball. And I remember the Dodgers, of course, because I was small, and I remember the only one was that comes into mind was number 31 was Mike Piazza. He was the bag catcher for the Dodgers at the time, and that was like one of my main players when I would watch. It was Mike Piazza. And when I was playing baseball, I actually was playing outfield. I was like left field or right field, I forget. And I wanted so bad to be the bag catcher because I wanted to be like Mike Piazza. Yeah. But as far as that, that and, you know, Jordan growing up, you know, that's all you heard. Yeah. Like the Chicago Bulls, Jordan, Scottie Pippen, that guy, what's his name? Rodman, yeah. You know, those three. I mean, the Bulls were like a major hit when I was growing up. I mean, I wasn't so much, you know, Magic Johnson. But it was mostly like, you know, the Bulls. Chicago, it was like the Chicago Bulls.
That run,
you know,
was crazy.
That's what it was. It's just them three, you know. So I mean, those are the teams that were when I was growing up. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, let's see. We'll do one more, and that's it. You guys got any other questions? Let's see. Ooh. Favorite players growing up?
What's your? Yeah, you already answered that question, right?
Yeah, but favorite players. Well, you saying growing up, so favorite players growing up, I would have to say KD. KD for sure. Kevin Durant. I have his jersey hung up in my room to this day.
Right. We talk about that.
One of the guys that's like that I really like watching play. He was one of the players that my first game ever watching. It was the Knicks and the Lakers, and this was when Jeremy Lin was. I don't know if you know him, Jeremy Lin.
No.
Well, this guy. He came out of nowhere. He never played, and the Knicks were just. They had injuries and all that, so he had his chance to play. And he had a stretch where it was like a month where he was averaging like 27 points, 26 points from going to the bench, averaging 0.2 points per game to 27.
Wow.
And I remember watching that game. He played the Lakers. It was when they had Kobe, when they had Gasol, when they had Artest still, or Metta World Peace. They had Matt Barnes and all them. And he dropped, I think, 38. And that was my first game ever. And I was like, damn, like this guy. And I remember reading the headlines before the game started, and it was like, this guy came out of nowhere. And I was like, whatever. It was just a little luck or whatever. Right. But watching that game, he gave him buckets. I remember that game so vividly. And if I'm being honest, like I was like, damn, I gotta start watching basketball because just the things he was doing that game, it was like crazy. But yeah, Jeremy Lin, Kevin Durant. I liked Harden when he was with OKC.
So the players you like are players that were with OKC, like your favorite players.
I mean, yeah, because like growing up, like that was the only team I would watch. You know, and when I started watching basketball, it was like, okay, I'm gonna just look for the OKC games. You know, but as I got older, I started watching anybody. I'll watch anybody play. I could watch basketball all day. I could talk about it all day. I could debate it. But yeah, those are some of the guys. But yeah, is there anyone you wanted to shout out before we wrap this up?
Just want to shout out the family, you know, always showing love, all our subscribers, all the people who have supported us since our first episode last Friday or Thursday.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were surprised at that podcast.
Yeah.
I got people DMing me like, damn, I didn't think it was gonna be like that. I think a lot of people thought we were just gonna do it like just a camera and like, you know, without the audio and all that.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's thanks to you though too again because I'm pretty sure I would be doing it like that with that. If I was just to do it by myself, it would not sound as good.
I mean, you did say you bought, you know, some. You had bought a mic and all that stuff right before, and then you returned it because never.
Yeah, I didn't have time at the time.
I mean, I think you know we just went for it, and I think you know it's. And this goes out to everybody. You know, hey, you have something in mind, you have a dream, go for it, go for it. I mean, you know, sky's the limit. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let nobody tell you, hey, you know, you can't do that. I mean, you know, like I tell my kids, it's like, you know, hard work, dedication. You know, if you work hard and you're dedicated, you're gonna succeed. You're gonna, you're gonna do whatever it takes to do. I mean, my family, my kids, my wife and I mean, we're go-getters, and you know, we're not where we're at because, you know, we had somebody stepped on us, but you know, we're just gonna go
Keep
above
going.
and beyond, and you know, push to where we want. I mean, you know, like I said, I'm an electrician. You know, I worked in the hospital setting before, and I said I want to be an electrician, and I got my state license, and the next step is to get, you know, to get my own business in electrical. So I'm gonna drive. I like to drive. Somebody tells me, hey, you can't do that. All right, we'll see about that. You know, and that's why this podcast. You know, I wanted to, you know, like, it's all right. You got that in your mind. All right, I got it in my mind too. Let's go for it. You know, and let's do it. You know, let's not just speak on it. But, you know, like the Bible says, it says, you know, speak it into existence so it can become real. And you know, thanks to God, and we were able to do this because of him. So praise God as well.
And it's like, I was talking with a friend of mine earlier, shout out Theo. He's making music, and I was on his live, and he said he saw my podcast. He was like, oh, you never know unless you try it. Yeah. And I was like, man, that's true. Like, a lot of people are scared to do things because, you know, the way you look, or you kind of look dumb, you know, you don't have a lot of viewers at first and all that. And I mean, you just got to try. I mean, everybody started from the bottom at one point. Yeah. No one just snapped like that and just all of a sudden became the top listened to podcast. Like they started at the bottom at some point. Yeah. And yeah, big ups to you for doing this with me.
Yeah, man, I got your back.
It takes a lot of confidence. We got our family here, and they got to see what it was like. Yeah. It's hard.
we put them on the spot, and they're like, oh.
And we didn't even post it. That was the thing.
Yeah, we didn't even post it. I mean, you know, but hey, like you were saying about, you know, Coca-Cola. Back in the days when Coca-Cola started, they started in the first couple of years, they sold like 1 or 2 sodas, dude. Yeah. And look at Coca-Cola now. Coca-Cola's huge. So I mean, you know, like I said, don't let anything stop you. You know, give it a try. You never know what's gonna blow up. You know, like he says, you know, we can have a couple, you know, 25, you know, subscribers, 30 subscribers, 50 subscribers, but like, you know, you never know. I mean, you can blow up.
So it's like, it's all love. You get sports, you get life, you get an inspirational message.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
I wanted to shout out my homie Victor. He's been really supportive. That's big for me.
Thanks,
my
Vic.
Family.
That fam.
My girlfriend. Shout out to her. Really
shout
supportive.
Out to the girlfriend.
Just thank you guys for giving us this confidence.
Right.
All right, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
All right, thanks, Oscar.
Peace out.